Hello, listener.
I cast Sending.
Oh, no. Are you targeting someone?
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
Kirsten Rend.
Okay.
And I'm going to say, I have a job for you. Should you be interested, I could make it worth your while. Tell me, are you loyal to the Summerwells?
There's a pause. I am. Brae. Why would you contact me with this request? I am listening.
We are more similar than you might think. How loyal are you to Sorelia? And could that loyalty be bought? Maybe earned or just given?
Sorelia is the head of House Summerwell. She holds its banner. There's a pause, as if he's kind of mulling it over. However, my loyalty to Valencia extends to you in some ways.
Excellent. That's what I like. That's what I like to hear. There was dishonesty and trickery in the reading of Valencia's will, and I want what is rightfully mine.
You believe you were cheated of some of your inheritance? I could look into that.
I don't know how much time there is before they can change any proclamations of Valencia's. I have a job that would require discretion, but most importantly haste and a tasty snack or two.
I'm intrigued. What is this job?
Sorelia needs to be dealt with. First and foremost, her family is of no concern, so use your discretion. The important thing is she disappears.
There's a very lengthy pause.
I'll send again.
Okay.
Sorry, I have to count them in my spell slots.
Okay.
If you kill Sorelia and eat her soul so she cannot be brought back, then if you please, same to her children and husband.
You are very much this woman's heir. I think you might be the more exciting choice. I'll look into this earnestly.
I can guarantee that I am. Your reward would be a lifestyle of comfort and souls once I have possession of the glorious.
There is no response to this. But judging by the way this conversation has gone, it seems you've had an influence over this creature's thinking. As we jump right in, my goodness.
I just was waiting. I thought it'd be a great intro rather than some rambling.
Absolutely. No, totally.
Just burn some of my spell slots.
It's been a while since we've last kicked off with this campaign. In that time, session 5 has gotten a whole bunch of views.
Really?
Well, yeah, that's at like 70 something now, and it's like, oh, that's like...
Is that more than...
That's more than anything else.
As a funeral?
That is, yes.
Yeah.
To confirm, because my notes are all over the place, this was the incubus that you've contacted.
Yes.
Yes.
The incubus that lived on Valencia's ship that we saw when we first got there.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, you're a day into 4 days of travel now. So yes, three remain, but aside from that first sighting of a Silk Fleet vessel that was kind of looking for you, the skies have been largely clear. We are in, I believe, roughly mid-December here. It is around 9 p.m. on the December 9th. Do you have any plans for how this trip will go, or just laying low for the moment?
For the trip?
Yes.
Laying low, learning Infernal.
Sure.
Yeah, that's about it.
Sure.
Laying low and learning Infernal.
All right. The first day passes.
That was when we are dead.
What's that?
That's the one we just finished. So now we're on to day 2?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
As the day goes on, you're laying low, spending time with Igmoral.
How many hours?
Another 24 hours pass.
Oh, okay. Can I get another day of Infernal in that?
Yes. During this
5
time,
of 250.
3 of your 4 companions all speak Infernal. So they can all help you in different ways.
Nice.
Definitely by immersion, as they can all kind of converse that way. However, during this time, as you are learning a little bit from Miria, it's kind of like taking you through, she sits you down in the lounge, which I will now use to throw up our map of the opulence. The lounge being Area 3 here. As you hear sort of some hushed whispers coming from your bedchamber.
And we're all hanging out. Oh, we're hanging. Oh, Miri and I are in the middle.
Yes.
Cool. Sorry, I was adding my spell slots.
All good. You know that Ornessa spends a great deal of time in there, trying on clothes and different appearances. But you can definitely hear Igmaral's voice in there, kind of giving her like a harsh talking to.
Can I listen in?
Yeah. Are you moving over?
Yeah, I'll just move. I'll move over here.
Yeah.
By the door.
They are speaking in sort of a hybrid mix. There's a little bit of Infernal thrown in, kind of swapping between them in common. I'm telling you to let it go. I don't want to let it go. What if there's something wrong? I don't want Brae to go through life like that. Sort of let it be. The last thing we need now is you getting involved with theories like that.
At that point, I'll walk in. Theories like what?
Stepping in, Ornessa is kind of pressed up against the wall, kind of looking up at Igmoral, who's a few inches away, just kind of staring down at her.
Ooh.
Kind of immediately takes a step back, gives a little bow. My lady.
Theories like what?
Ornessa's kind of looking up at Igmoral and then back at you, and then just telepathically, she says, "Well, we weren't supposed to say anything. It was just, I was just thinking, because you want to...
You can say it out loud.
Okay, so she then goes and starts stammering out loud. She's kind of like,
Yeah.
oh, well, and Ignorel sort of... Ornessa has voiced some doubts about the future of your divinity. And Ornessa sort of, like, blushing, like, no, not like that. I just, well, you were thinking about pursuing a certain type of divinity, and I just think Ignorel kind of, like, turns. I'll be honest. I have no issues with you pursuing something that isn't Goddess of Lust. This one, however, seems to think that that part of you is lacking. And this is sort of, I didn't mean like that. Like, I'm sure you can be whatever you want to be. It's just, she kind of like, very like, gently kind of head goes up to her horns.
Mm-hmm.
Your horns are so small. And I just think that, like, maybe you just haven't embraced that part of yourself very much. And, like, she kind of, like, points up at, like, Ignorel, because Ignorel's got, like, the ram's horns.
Yeah.
She's like, Ignorel, like, she's, like, really... She kind of, like, makes, like, a choking motion. And, like, I don't want to brag, but, like, I'm pretty secure in how I do things. And I was just worried that maybe you were pursuing something that wasn't up to what you were looking for, and she kind of, like, trails off. Ignorel sort of... This sort of doubt is why I wish to silence this more discreetly.
I appreciate the thought, Ignorel. I like my horns how they are. Thank you, Ornessa. Not all of us prefer the gaudy look of horns. It's easier sometimes to, no offense intended, and I'll look to Ignorel and like Ornessa, fit in to the general population without attracting too much attention.
That's sort of, oh, yes, that's very wise. You attract all my attention, but, like, that's, you know, and she kind of, like, goes even redder and then just, it's kind of,
goes into the ethereal. I love it.
It's Ignorel kind of, like, almost like a low snarl kind of escapes. She kind of,
I'll, like, put my hand on her. How tall is she?
She's like 7 or 8 feet, 7 feet,
cool,
I think.
Cool. Probably her, like, elbow.
Yeah.
Or, like, arm. She's, like, 2 feet taller than me.
Yeah.
For a foot and a half. It's okay. She's probably still in here. I don't know exactly where I'm fitting in yet. And that's the fun of it, isn't it? Discovery, exploration, adventure. I'm sure we'll figure it out and find our place.
Sort of gives you like a smile.
Mm-hmm.
A stern thing from her, but with that kind of like low nod. Wherever your path leads,
I hope yours follows.
It will, unquestioningly. We fly it together.
I'll do like the, like, you know, like the hand forearm.
Yeah.
Embrace.
Yeah, she kind of like grips you back there.
Yeah.
Your studies are going good then?
I appreciate them. I feel like I'm learning little by little. Hopefully one day I'll be able to hold my own in the infernal tongue.
Yes. It's a difficult language, but when she switches to infernal, good luck. And you can kind of make out...
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it in infernal's like?
Yeah. It's a very, it's a harsh language. A lot of... Whispers are part of the dialect, you know?
Yeah.
It's just ways to enunciate, or
Yeah.
how you whisper. But she will kind of turn and kind of like exit your room.
Mm-hmm.
As you make your way back out, you can see that Miria, who has definitely been within earshot as the door's open, is kind of just like touching her horn.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like stop and you can
Oh.
Yes, Are you ready to continue?
I hope you know I meant no offense. I'll walk back and take my seat back at the table.
No, I was always welcome aboard Lady Summerwell's ship. The people there were very kind, and I hope people are very kind to you as well if they...
Well, I hope you feel welcome aboard this ship.
Oh, very, very much.
Good, I'm so glad. Tell me why they favored you so on the Summerwell ship.
To be honest, I'm not entirely sure. There weren't many other tieflings on the Silk Fleet at all, I don't think.
No.
None that I really came across. And if I'm being honest, I'm of the lowest birth that there can be.
Do explain?
Well, I was taken in as an orphan. Typically, people of that standing aren't exactly groomed for positions of... She kind of looks around the ship. Well, positions of such opulence.
No pun intended.
No, of course not. But you see, for me, it was... I drew some angry stares, if I'm being honest. My promotions came quickly once I reached a certain age, and now I find myself here at the perhaps pinnacle of my career.
I'm honored that you consider that such.
Oh. Well, I wish I could answer your question more confidently, but to be honest, it's...
And you have no idea who your parents are?
No, I'm not sure anyone does. I'll be honest, I haven't searched too intently, but to my knowledge, the Silk Fleet picks up orphans quite often.
You're not wrong there.
Yes, which isn't to say I have any distrust for the Silk Fleet, and I do love all the...
I'll hold up my hand. You can speak freely here. As you can see, we're not with the fleet at the moment.
Yes, of
and
course.
if anyone, I would not be turning you in for any discussions of
Yes,
disloyalty.
I understand.
Please know that you're more than welcome to speak freely here.
Yes.
And not be judged, as you can tell by that interaction we just had.
Right, and kind of brushes hair over the horn. Well, if I'm being honest, the Summerwell fleet is quite large among the other noble houses, or noble banners, my apologies. And I didn't see, well, none of us in my ranking would deal with Lady Summerwell directly. But I did have the honor of meeting Lady Valencia on a few occasions, and she was very kind. She gave me this, and she pulls out this little notebook. Emblazoned on it is the
Summerwell crest.
Is the Summerwell crest, the 3-petaled flower.
Yeah.
It's nothing fancy, it's just a sketchbook. She kind of flips through, and she's got all these very detailed charcoal sketches in it. Like real nice.
Those are amazing.
Oh, I thank you. I do a little bit of it in my spare time. But the truth is, a gift like that, I don't even think I was on shift that evening.
Would I have known Valencia to be nice to the crew? Or usually just passive?
Make a history check.
Oh, I think I'm good at those with Brae. Guided? No, I'm not gonna guidance. Ooh, I don't need to. 22.
22. Valencia would have been known... If you have her favor, you have her favor. But if you don't, you're walking like a thin wire anytime you're dealing with her.
Yeah.
It would not be beyond her to flog or hang subordinates who she's against. Very, very medieval forms of discipline. You're suspected of robbing something, you're losing the hand.
Yeah.
So
eye for an eye type person.
Yes. And this is, I would probably say, uncharacteristic of her.
Yeah.
To be doing little positive reinforcement like this. outside of like what you've seen of her personally.
Yeah.
Because she's been different with you.
Mm-hmm.
But for Miria, who's just kind of sitting there, her confusion is justified as far as you would.
Yeah.
Well.
Interesting.
Yes. Should we continue with your lesson, though?
Please.
Yes. I believe we're on prepositions.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes. And as the day continues, I get to roll a little encounter. Another 24 hours pass.
Another 24?
Yes. So you have traveled now 3 of the 4 days.
I don't know how many spell slots I have at 4th level.
I am terrified. However, this being the 4th and final day.
Sweet.
To roll some checks. The weather turns.
Oh no.
The skies are dark, even though it's like early morning. The sun should be up, but it's kind of all dim light.
Mm-hmm.
There is lightning streaking across the sky.
Ooh.
Rain pouring down in sheets. Miria, to the best of her ability, has kind of like put up some like loose clothing to kind of like pitch over the top of the wheel, shivering as she kind of steers the ship along, fighting against the crosswind.
Mm-hmm.
Aside from like that kind of like steady rocking, which turns into like a slight pitch to the side of this airship, it's noisy. Noisy enough to almost obscure the footsteps as Igmarel stomps up the steps from Area 10 to come looking for you.
Mm-hmm.
As I quickly move characters around based on probably where they'd be.
I would have invited Glimmer to come hang out with us.
Oh yes, then she'd be there with you and Ornessa in the lounge. Ornessa looking like just splayed out across like this kind of low couch, just bored. Yeah, kind of like this, the full like starfishing, just like, Brae, I'm bored. However, Igmarel makes like a beeline forward. Stares daggers at Ornessa for a moment and then turns to you. If I may, there is a site below us which I'd like to investigate.
A site?
Yes, if I may be so selfish as to suggest, the site of a great battle is beneath us right now. A battle I participated in many, many years ago. If I may fly down to pay my respects.
Do you want all of us to go?
If you would like to join me.
Why not?
It shouldn't take long.
Famous last words.
I will inform Miria and we will set the ship down.
Yes.
She heads
Hey,
up.
keep it hovering.
Yes, of course. As
High.
yes, yeah. It descends down to probably about like 30 feet. Enough that you can drop a ladder down.
Oh, okay.
Actually, yeah, you probably would have had like a 50-foot ladder. So we can go,
okay.
I'd say 45 feet is probably safe.
Mm-hmm.
In the wind, it's hard to be consistent. The rune ring is doing as much effort as it possibly can to keep this going nicely. However, you are able to climb down the ladder out of Area 12 here.
Yeah.
Accompanied by... Who are you bringing with you?
Whoever wanted to go.
Yeah.
I just don't want her to be on her own.
Yes, Ornessa will go because you're there.
Okay.
Miria will remain with the ship because that's kind of her baby. And Glimmer will roll. She'll see if she wants to go. Yeah, she does.
Let's go.
As the 4 of you climb down the ladder or fly.
I'll get Igmarel to fly me.
Oh, yeah. She'll kind of like cradling and set you gently down. What you were told was once a battlefield here.
Yeah.
Is, in a word, hideous. You are at essentially. You can hear the sounds of running water, like a rapidly
Like a
flowing
rushing river, yeah.
Yes, sort of directly ahead of you. But the ground is there are patches of grass and like clover kind of growing, but most of it's all muddied. There's like a steady, like almost like landslide in progress where all the rain's just kind of washing down. No real trees to speak of. It's quite barren. There are a few kind of rocky outcroppings, foothills around, but not much else besides. Igmoril sets you down and takes like a deep breath, sort of. Yes. Places like this feel like home to me.
Okay.
She's sort of like walking through, it's like pouring sheets of rain. You can just hear like the shivering from Ornessa, who's kind of just like looking around. Yeah, this is about what I expected.
Can I... No, that's fine. So can I use prestidigitation to warm a little bit? But
yeah,
it's,
you can
yeah?
maybe kinda.
Yeah, it's food or non-living material, so it's fine.
As Igmoril's kind of walking, she comes to this stone pillar that's sticking out of the ground, slightly kind of pitched, and you can see underneath. It almost looks like a stone door, like an archway, that kind of descends down into this kind of muddy ground. Igmoril kind of stoops in front of it here. This battle, we fought against fiends from first light. I killed many then. It seems I've become one of them myself.
Oh yeah, I always forget you used to be an angel. Well, celestial.
Had I known that this would be my fate, I'd have given up that heritage years ago.
Interesting.
I don't regret your service.
Nor I yours.
She kind of like steps down into this alcove, this kind of cavern here. It's hard to make out what's inside, and it takes you a minute to realize that there's a darkness here that your dark vision can't see through.
Like my magical dark vision?
Oh, you have magical dark
I
vision.
have devil's sight.
Wow, look at me. Yes, it is magical darkness, but
Interesting.
you can see through. Inside, it's this very small little tablet here. There's some writings in Celestial. Do you speak?
Yes, I think I do.
It is sort of
I do.
what looks to be like a memorial of some kind. Wards against fiends and things like that, which clearly have faded. Igmoril kind of like stoops down and kind of like brushes a finger across it, kind of reading it. Then stands sort of. The more I look at this place, the more it sickens me.
Seems quite ironic. A group of fiends. Well. Fiends, a satyr, and myself find ourselves here.
Igmoril already is drawing the adamantine blade. Kind of like levels it across the little memorial here. I'm not sure. I don't wish to lead your path in a direction that you wouldn't follow yourself. But I intend to defile this relic.
I think this is something you need to do. Call if you need anything, and I'll head up. And kind of take Ornessa and Glimmer.
Ornessa kind of like lingers a little bit. She heard a word that was like kind of made her ears twitch a little bit. But Glimmer sort of, that's not what she meant by defile.
Can I tag Ornessa with the mental link?
Yes.
Maybe go ethereal and hang out here just in case something happens.
Okay. She. A few seconds pass. You can hear this slicing. There's no real like metal on stone. The blade just would pass right through with very little resistance.
That's an adamantine thing?
Yes. very heavy, but also like they specifically just like any object they hit is going to splinter or crack with very little effort. As this shattering sound happens, lightning kind of peels across the sky. As Ornessa kind of back next to you. Yeah, Brae, there's a lot of things coming.
Like down there?
Oh, everywhere. Like from the ground. I've let Igmarel know she's coming too, but we should probably leave.
To the ship.
Yep. As you're starting to head, there's a rush of air as Igmarel is going to like land and slide in the mud a little bit. Sort of, would you hop in? Yeah, you hop in. She launches upwards. While that's happening, Glimmer can will activate her wings. As the three plus you kind of launch themselves up.
I'll message to Miria to get the ship going up.
Yep. Just cast a message?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can ping.
Yeah.
Well within range. As you are saying this, there is a black smoke starting to drift up from like the landscape.
I knew this was gonna happen when she did something, but I wanted to see what happened.
Fair. As you are launching up, you kind of get into area 12 here. And I will move all these things in. Can you move your character on the map?
Yep.
Cool. Glimmer will run back to her place. And she'll be trying to non-combat in this as best she can.
Pull the ladder.
Yes, just to roll it up.
Ladder.
As you're rolling up, the smoke is getting thicker, and you begin to hear voices emitting from it.
Like up in the sky as well?
Yes, all around you.
Ooh.
All of them in Celestial, mumbling curses, words of banishment, powerful terms meant to invoke fear in those who speak the language.
Can we head to the top deck?
Absolutely. As you head up, you make your way up to the southern half of the ship on the map. There begin to be faces appearing in this smoke. As Igmarel sort of...
You seem to have angered some people.
Good. They should be angry. They've lost. As she says this, Miria is going to sort of... the ship is holding here. We can start to move. It's just with the smoke like this. She kind of points. You can't see much more than like 30 feet ahead of you before this like kind of black inky smoke obscures it.
Can we go straight up?
Yes, ascending. As you begin to sort of slowly but surely move up. It's hard to judge movement as the ground is invisible now, essentially.
Yeah.
As this is happening, though, 3 figures are going to appear. Drifting.
Ooh.
Their bodies have physical form. It almost looks like wood.
Interesting.
Like tree-like, though they aren't themselves organic. Their bodies kind of glowing with like bits of ember in them. They have humanoid appearances. No wings, and yet they drift through the air, kind of like spindly limbs. They're shadow-like. And yet, there's something very distinct about them in a way that a shadow isn't. Usually shadows, like the creature, is more transparent. But these are like stains on the sky here. I'll get you to roll initiative.
That's pretty good. The base 16? Oh, 17.
17?
Yep.
Okay. Ornessa's gonna roll a 14. Igmarel's gonna roll an 18. I have to roll 2 sets here. Cool. As we kick off, Yes, we are right into it.
Ooh.
Is Igmara, who is going to launch herself forward at these things. Where are we here? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And makes her 3 attacks. Wow. She's going to miss 2 of them.
Whoop.
We love to see it. Yeah, that's 2 3s. Our second one here. Cool. I forgot how much I love rolling Igmaral's attacks.
Because of all the damage dice.
12. And she's using 2 hands. 24 points of damage to the first one here.
Nice. Did it look like it do much?
Yes, it did. Her sword is magical, so it overcomes most resistances. But she misses the 2 that kind of just like pass through this thing as it sort of like hisses at her. Igmaral, you forget yourself. At that, you are up.
I like to think she's found herself. And I'm going to cast... a spell. And it's gonna be... should we do some fun? I want to see what they can do first. I'm gonna cast command at 3rd level and command all of them to halt.
That's a wisdom save?
Yep.
That is a 13 from the first one.
Fail.
16 from the second one.
Fail.
And I suddenly feel real bad about their odds. A crit, so 19.
Yeah, it's a pass.
Okay. So the one furthest, so the furthest one up is going to succeed. Halt will affect them on their turn.
Yeah, they basically don't have a turn.
Sure. Anything else on...
Oh. When was the shift count? 20?
Yes, that would be at the start of this, so if you'd like to take a layer action, you may.
I would like to.
Sure.
The one that... how many feet? The one at the back you said passed?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. These are large creatures. I need a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution saving throw?
Yeah.
Sometimes I wonder why I roll. That's an 8.
Nice. It's gonna take 54 psychic damage as spirits of fiends, so succubi, fallen angels, fiends just start coming and attacking this creature's mind.
Yes, it was 54 you said?
Yeah.
What kind of damage?
Psychic.
It is immune to this damage.
Ooh, interesting. Good to know.
However, you have taken your turn. Any movement or bonus actions?
I don't remember what she can do. What's that? Yeah, you know what? Why don't we just bonus action an Eldritch Blast?
Sure.
Let me just...
At which one?
The one that succeeded.
Sure.
And it's 3?
I believe it's 3.
Nice. One's a crit.
Okay.
And then the lower of the two was a 19.
They all hit.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that would be 4d10 plus
18.
18.
Jeez.
10, 19, 25, 26, plus 18.
What is that? 44?
I think so.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. Anything else? I think it's just your movement now if you have it.
Yeah. I'll fall back. Oops. Back and right 5 feet.
Sure. You kind of... Deck of the ship is very like...
Long and narrow.
It's long and narrow. It's also quite slick, but it seems that most of you have more or less got sure footing here. And right now it's just descending. It's not pitching or anything. With that, it is their turn.
Do they move as one, or they just all roll together?
I rolled them as one.
Okay.
Yeah. The first one is going to go in on Igmarel.
The two of them have no turn.
Oh, yeah. So the only one is going to go in on Igmarel. Kind of just drifting almost lazily forward.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. That's actually all of its movement. They're not that fast.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it is going to roll. It will hit, but not by much. As I quickly read Igmarel's resistances.
She's got a few.
She is resistant to necrotic damage.
Is that what these things do?
Yes.
Me too. I don't think I'm resistant.
Oh no, it does bludgeoning damage. Interesting. So
magical or non-magical?
It does count as magical. Cool. I like when my stat blocks account for that. So Igmarel's going to take some damage. How much damage? Hard to say. But it kind of like hits her pretty hard.
Does it look like it hurts?
Yeah, a little bit. She also has to make a con save, which she handily passes. And it is going to attack again with another definite hit. Looks just about as bad as the last one. As I try and figure out how to... There we go. 2 hits from this. She's kind of like reeling back a little bit. But that's their turn. It is now Ornessa. Brae, you're right. I think she's found herself. Should we, find ourselves below decks, or do you think she's got this?
Do what you feel you must. I don't know how much you can do against these guys.
Yeah. She is going to... she will attempt to attack. As I quickly read through. She will fly forward 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. We'll make one claw attack against this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then another claw attack. And upon the second claw attack landing very decisively, she realizes that they are immune to these.
Yeah.
Her attacks themselves aren't magical, and she will poof out.
Fair.
So I will put her little icon. She's on the ethereal plane.
Nice.
At which point, Miria sort of... Brae, there are people below decks.
Like, these things?
There's some... I hear footsteps.
Is it Glimmer?
Multiple sets of footsteps.
Interesting.
Kind of like looking back, but there's not really a lot of visual.
Yeah.
As I quickly reveal that there are at least 2 others below decks right now. and we can put them on the top of there.
Ooh, what are these guys?
In Area 9, yeah, there are things moving around, and they're going to take their turn now. First one. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. There. As they begin to pull forward, these are what look to be the ghostly remains of soldiers who fought in this conflict.
Interesting.
Less large than the ones that you were facing at the north end of the ship here.
Yeah.
These are more... Well, they are wraiths.
Ooh.
They both use their movement. One of them is going to dash up towards you. And the other one is going to dash up kind of around the edge of the ship here.
Mm-hmm.
Right on Miria. Kind of bearing down on her.
No, you don't.
Looking like it's trying to, like, an object interaction kind of grabs the wheel of this ship. And starts to kind of, like, jerk it forward, kind of pitching the ship on, like, an angle. Miria will try fighting it off, but it seems like it's kind of going to make some moves against her.
Yeah.
For all intents and purposes, Miria is using her turns to direct the ship.
Fair.
Doesn't have much she can do beyond that. However, you have a lair action now if you'd like to use it.
I would like to use it. I am going... You know what? Let's try on these guys. Oh, you can't use twice in the same turn.
Yeah.
So I would like to... I'm going to target this guy right behind me.
Yep.
And it needs to make a DC 8, well, con save.
Con save. That is a base 14.
Does it have a +4 to its con save?
That's a +3.
It fails?
Yeah.
So anytime I take damage, I take half rounded down and it takes the rest.
For the rest of this turn.
Yeah.
Cool. That is your lair action.
Beautiful.
Igmarel is up. Still attacking the same one here. It's going to be a crit, a hit, and definitely another hit.
Beautiful. Go, Igmarel!
Igmarel will roll. That is 68, 12d8 plus 4d10 plus 18. 12d8 plus 4d10 plus 18. Oh my goodness. 4, 5. Plus 18. Cool. A nice 98 damage.
Igmarel did?
Yes.
Nice.
98.
How's that thing looking?
So, it is still alive.
Mm-hmm.
Cool, and I will have to do something for it on its turn. That is Igmarel done. Brae, you are up.
Wow. I'm gonna command those three up there to halt again.
Okay.
You know what? And let's cast it at 4th level and get the one on Miria to halt.
Okay, yeah.
So 4 wisdom saves.
What is the DC?
18.
18. One of them rolled an 18, but it gets reduced.
Nice.
All 3 of the big ones are halted.
Nice.
And that's a 14 on the other one. So they're, the only one not halted is the little one on you. That is
The little one on me.
Lair action. Okay.
Nice.
They all kind of like the whole combat kind of grinds to a halt as they all kind of pause. Bonus action.
Yep. Eldritch Blast, the one on me. Is it disadvantage?
Yes. You're within 5 feet.
Cool. You know what? Let's take a step back.
Sure. I will try an opportunity.
Sure.
It's a 25 to hit.
That's a hit.
It's 25 points of necrotic damage.
Cool.
Now, it is immune to necrotic damage.
Same.
Cool. So neither of you hurt each other. I think you might just be
No,
resistant.
no, I'm resistant.
So you do take half.
So I take half and then half?
So it doesn't take any necrotic damage because it's immune.
So what does that mean?
Oh, actually, yeah. So you would take half and then half. Half from resistance and then half from the layer action.
Yeah.
So what's a quarter of 25 is 6.
Nice.
I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Where's my die that's been favorable? Con?
Yes.
21.
21. Okay. It's a fun effect if you fail because you don't take long rests.
Oh!
But it does something.
Is this why you chose it?
No, I realized it just now. But now I'm going to be looking at abilities like this. Your hit point maximum is not reduced.
Ooh. Even if I'm using temp HP?
Yeah, it still reduces your max HP.
Interesting.
With that, you still have your bonus action.
I'm gonna then... Oh, I moved.
Right up there?
Yeah.
Cool. 3 blasts.
3 bolts at this guy.
Sure.
Okay, one of those is a 15.
Okay. 15 hits.
Okay, then they all hit.
Yeah.
And
Jeez.
that's 3d10 plus 18.
Okay.
So 18, 20, 25, 29 points
29.
of force damage.
Okay. Still up. Doesn't look bloody.
And then with that, I'm gonna move. I'll move here.
Sure. So you're going to step to the middle of the deck here.
Yeah.
Equidistant between Miria and Igmoral.
Mhm.
That's your turn.
Is this guy supposed to be off to the side there, or he's in the middle fighting for the helm?
The one that's in the middle, I'll move it with the Alt key. It's a little
Yeah.
closer. However, as this is happening, there's now the 3, call them Hulking Shadows turns.
That are all halted.
They're all halted, but one of them has started its turn with 60 hit points or fewer remaining. So I get to roll a d6.
Ooh.
It's a 2. It does not go berserk.
Oh no! And we know from the other campaign that Berserk is really bad.
It's funny because this won't upload when we know that. But this was recorded after a session where things happened. But oh my. So, thus far they are all halted. Ornessa is going to hang out in the ethereal plane because she realizes it's quite dry there. At which point the one on Miria is halted. And the one that you wounded is going to run at you.
Cool.
And will attempt to drain your life.
Yucky.
It's a 22 to hit.
Shield.
Okay. Yeah, you deflect it here. Does not do any damage to you. Not that you quartering the damage means too much.
I feel like the thing Life Drain, though, sounds like it does something worse than just necrotic.
You don't have to make a con save, I'll tell you that much. At which point it is Miria's turn. She is going to take the shove action here.
Nice. How's that one looking with the Eldritch Blasts?
The one on the Eldritch Blast that's right in front of you
Yeah.
has not been bloodied yet.
Okay.
Miria is able to push this one back, though.
Nice.
Right to kind of the edge here. She will object interaction draw her rapier, but then the ship starts to pitch and she's kind of done all she can as it's tipping, just kind of fighting to keep it up. She is what you would call sure-footed, which means if the ship does pitch, she is better at staying on her feet.
Nice.
However, she doesn't want to throw people off, wings or not. At which point, you have a lair action.
Awesome. The one on me needs to make a con save.
Hit. It will fail.
48 points of psychic damage.
Plus 48.
Mm-hmm.
That will end it.
Nice.
It just kind of like its head explodes in this like puff of smoke.
I love it.
Where the eyes were just kind of keep twinkling a little bit, and then it all fades.
Nice.
That is your lair action out of the way. I say that like it's your turn, but it's not even. Igmarel is up. She is going to try and finish off the one that was fending off Berserkness. Will miss the first attack, and will hit on the second one. And will dispatch the one closest to her in 2 hits, then turning to the other one that's kind of moved in on her, the last hit. Will hit for 26 damage on it. Which puts it in not quite in berserk range, but very close. At which point it is Brae's turn.
It's my turn.
Yes.
You know what? It just seems to be working so well. Wisdom saves from everyone, please.
The one right on Igmarel, I'll roll first. The wisdom save, it's 17 minus 1.
Yes.
The one further from Igmarel, up the ship, fails. And then the one that Miria shoved back might actually succeed.
Ooh. Nope.
15 plus 2.
So they all fail?
They remain halted.
Nice. Bonus action.
Yep.
Eldritch Blast. That guy.
Oh, yes. Yeah, so he's been shoved back kind of against like the railing of the ship and you're kind of blasting him. You don't have Repelling Blast, do you?
No.
Okay.
I have, the lowest is higher than 15.
Yep.
That's 16.
Okay.
3d10 plus 18. Ooh, 18, so that's 26. And then another 10, so 36 points of force damage
36.
to that one.
Cool, cool. He is bloodied.
Nice.
Bloodied? He is... Yes, he is bloodied. 36 times 2 is 70 something. He does not have
74?
He does not have 70 something.
72.
Yeah. No, so he is bloodied.
Nice.
That's your turn?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, she killed one of those big guys?
Yes.
Nice.
The hulking shadows go. They are now done their turn. As Ornessa will materialize somewhere below decks.
Nice.
She is beginning to fight something. Not that you're really aware, but she will. Actually, she can ping you telepathically and say, "Hey, Brae, there's more of them down below. I'm just gonna go fight them now."
Can you check on Glimmer, maybe?
Yeah, okay, in a little bit. As I will reveal the rest of the creatures that are alive down here. They are in the lower deck, 2 in area 12, 1 in area 13.
More of the same.
Yes.
Yeah.
As Ornessa is going to try her best.
I'll ping her again. If you can't do anything, go ethereal. And we'll deal with them. Igmarel looks about done.
Okay. I can't charm them.
I wouldn't think you could.
But I can dream. She does land her 2 claw attacks.
Nice. They do anything?
Well, you're not really aware. But what I will say is, these ones have different resistances to the other ones.
Oh, cool.
Does she do a lot of damage?
No.
No. But she's trying her very best,
trying
darn
her
it.
darndest.
Yes. At which point, they are going to move on her. Well, one of them's going to move on her. The other ones are going to 5. With 60 feet of movement, another one joins the back deck here, climbing up from the lower deck. You have to zigzag up the stairs. The other one is going to explore upwards. While you are unaware of what's mostly going on down below, Miria will attempt to finish this one off quickly by shoving it and then stepping back. It is actually kind of hilarious. These things are incredibly weak.
Yeah.
They have a -2 strength, +3 dex. But honestly, I was kind of making Miria a chance to fail here. But she throws this one off the deck.
Nice.
And then steps back, object in action, and keeps staring.
And there's one behind her again?
Yes.
Cool.
She kind of like looks at it and looks at you.
I'll give her like a nod.
Kind of a bit of a frightful nod. This is a bit of a new experience for her. You have a lair action.
Ooh, I did the damage one on the last one?
Yes.
Cool. We're going to try it with this thing.
Yep.
I need a con save.
Hang on. Ooh.
Ooh.
19.
Yeah, it passes.
Let's go. Is that like half damage?
Huh? Yeah, it's the half damage thing.
Oh, sorry, hang on. Who are you targeting with it?
The big guy. The front big guy.
With the psychic damage?
No, with the taking half damage.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. It passes, though. It passes.
Okay.
For a second, I was like, oh, it won't take any psychic damage. No, you knew. At which point it is Igmarel's turn. Squaring up. Actually, I'll resolve the first hit first. Don't mind me. She is swinging rapidly. It is hard to follow exactly what she's doing. 15. 29 plus 6 is 35. Okay. And so she lands her first 2 hits and gets this thing so close to near death that if she lands this next hit, it will kill. It's got 7 health left.
Yep.
And it definitely. She has to roll a 3 to miss.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I rolled a 7 on the d10 just with her first swing. Adamantine just chopping through this thing.
Nice.
As she finishes this one off and it kind of like splits apart and like falls over, she kind of like looks to you and with like there's a mix of emotions. There's a sincere like apology that starts to come out, but she also looks just like overcome with like elation at like the fight.
I love her.
You kind of caught her in a moment of like, no, I really like doing this though. As she will use her movement to step forward and kind of square up against this one here.
Nice.
As that's her turn, you're up.
3 guesses what saving throw you need to roll.
Are you using a 2nd level command?
Yep.
Okay. Top one first. Fails. One on Miria. Fails.
Nice. And bonus action.
Okay.
To the one on Miria.
Okay.
14 was the lowest there.
14? 14 with modifiers?
No, like 14.
Yeah,
That's a 2.
They have 15 AC.
So 1 miss.
Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry, yes.
Yeah. So I have to roll.
Oh, sorry. They have 13 AC.
Oh! So I literally can only miss on a critical fail.
Yeah. The ones that have... The bigger ones have higher AC, but if you're targeting the lower one.
Yeah, no, I'm targeting the little guy there.
Yeah.
So 13... 18, 28, 36, 38 points of force damage.
Cool. That
this
is
guy.
the first hit on it, but it takes that
5,
damage.
10, 15. And I'm going to move right up to it.
Sure. It kind of like snarling at you. It has this kind of ghostly skeletal face here as you get in close. And of course, reeks of rotting corpse.
Mm-hmm.
Big Hulk is going to go and spend its turn hanging out. Ornessa is then going to go. I have a little icon on her to show her that she's in the ethereal plane, which she isn't anymore. She'll make some attacks, and then because she can do it as a bonus action, we'll step onto the ethereal plane, leaving this thing just kind of alone in the room. As that's her turn, the shadow that's on you is halted. The two other lesser shadows are just sort of patrolling the lower floors of this deck, looking for other things to kill off. They're aware of Ornessa, but she's kind of just popping in and out and just kind of peppering them with damage.
Yeah.
So they're not really concerned with her that much. Miria is up. She's just going to focus on flying the ship right now because she doesn't really have any targets. You have a Lair action.
We're going to do the psychic damage to this guy. So.
Yeah, what's the damage?
50.
50.
Nice.
It's kind of erased. As these, forms kind of just like grab it and just pull it apart.
Mm-hmm.
With that, Igmarel's up.
Get her, girl! You got this!
Okay, she almost crit. I was looking at that 20. I get to remove you, and you. So it's 9d8 plus 3d10 plus 18.
Where's my phone? 9.
It's 68 plus 18.
86.
86. That puts this thing in berserk mode, or berserk range.
Mm-hmm.
As she's sort of just like pacing back and forth,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like squaring up with it with the sword. We'll end her turn roughly where she started.
Mm-hmm.
It is now your turn.
You got this, Igmarel, or do you want help?
I would be honored to fight alongside you.
Well, I can't deny you that. I can't get there. Oh, you know what I haven't been doing? Adding +2 to my attack and damage rolls.
Oh. From your...
Staff.
Ah.
Ooh. What does... One second. Let's give... Nah, we'll just have a fun. I'm going to use a 4th level guiding bolt.
Okay.
So that's... whatever.
D20 there?
Mm-hmm. 28.
Yeah. That's double its AC.
So...
76?
I think so. For... 25 points
25 points.
of radiant damage.
Plus 25. It's at 111 damage taken. So still conscious.
Mm-hmm.
This thing's kind of like, it's standing right on the railing here, kind of pitched forward.
And bonus action, I'm gonna get sorcery points back
Okay,
from a spell slot.
cool. Any movement on your end?
Yeah, I'm gonna move up.
Sure.
No, I'm gonna stay where I am.
Okay.
That's fine.
With that, this thing will take its first ever turn.
I know.
Incredible. It is going to haste itself.
Oh, don't counterspell.
Sorry, it is not casting haste. It's using an ability called haste.
Oh.
Which does something suspiciously similar to haste, but isn't quite the same.
I hate that.
It's weird that it has the same name and all that, but oh well.
It's a counterspell's reaction, right?
Yes.
That's not...
You wouldn't burn it on this though.
No, I usually put it in the spell name, so I know.
Oh, and it can't haste yet. It has to start its turn by rolling a d6. Does not go berserk. And yeah, so it will haste, buffs itself up a little bit, and attacks Igmarel. It gets one attack on this turn. And with its epic, can definitely do this turn, will miss its attack.
Yes.
This thing also has a life drain-like effect that just won't happen.
Nice.
Whoops. That's its turn. It'll even step up a little bit, kind of putting itself right in the middle of the ship. Ornessa's up, flying straight up.
I was gonna say, should you just go through the ship?
Yep. Flying all 60 of her feet before stepping onto the material plane next to Glimmer and just very hushedly explaining to her the situation. While that's happening, the shadows are going to go. Both of them are going to open doors into areas 7 and 8 respectively.
7 and 8 or 6 and 7?
6 and 7, sorry. Kind of throwing open the doors there. You become aware for the first time of the situation down below. As there is a shriek. Not human or like vocal, but like two sheets of metal like scraping against each other. As even from where you're standing, the stairs that lead down, there is a brilliant flash of light up them. Like gold with notes of blue and kind of purple.
Glimmer!
As like just a beam cuts through that whole of Area 3 there all the way through to 9.
Let's go.
It's going to have to make a save.
Okay.
As I very quickly...
Glimmer's doing when I don't know what she does.
Yeah? Okay. Roll a quick dice. Oh, okay. Don't mind me in the background doing stuff.
Oh my goodness.
As this beam just kind of cuts through. You don't actually see the physical beam, but just there's a very bright light.
Yeah.
And you're roughly aware of what she can, what she mentioned she can do.
I think I've seen it.
Yes, for the talent show.
Yeah.
Or the beauty pageant. Miria is up. She's just going to focus on flying the ship. She's sort of, next time we can get to the ballista and they can probably load that with something that would be...
Do we have ballista bolts?
I believe Lady Valencia would have stocked us with some. I can check the ledger. If there were any, they'd be kept in Area 11 right now. But if you're ever mounting an offensive, that would be the way to do it. That is Miria's turn. You have a lair action.
Well, the only one I can really do is this guy needs to make a con save for the half damage if I get hit.
That is a 22.
Yeah, pass.
Finally. This one, he's putting in work. On this layer action. Igmarel's up. We'll kind of like breathe deep kind of savoring the moment, she will close her eyes and just like plunge the blade forward, rolling with disadvantage and still hitting. And doing like well over the amount of damage she needs to kill this thing. As the blade kind of like up through this thing's ribs and out the back, it kind of like sags, folds inward, and disperses. As Igmaro sort of turns. Shall we clean up beneath?
There's more downstairs.
As she will kind of like launch herself forward. She's got 60 feet of movement.
Oh, wow.
25, 30, 35, 40.
45,
50. 55, 60. Good question. You know, she's just passing by you. 60 gets her there, though. Actually, no, she probably would go the other way, so as not to block you on the stairs. Stepping sort of right above and like leaning down. I don't see anything from here, but maybe further in.
Yeah.
As that is her turn, you are up.
5, 10. Can you cut the diagonal here or no?
You can, yes, to get to the stairs.
15, 20, 25, 30. Can I see these two guys?
Yes. Actually, let me make sure. The easiest way to do it would be use a snap to corner. Yep. You can see them both here.
Lovely. Let's do... You know what? Let's twin spell. Let me just see what this one. Let's twin spell guiding bolt at 4th level.
Okay. Yeah, it is worth noting as you come down here, there is like a smoldering, like charred line,
Nice.
a couple inches wide, from area 7 roughly to area 5, kind of like bisecting the room a little bit. And you can see Ornessa and Glimmer kind of like peeking through their doorway. Glimmer looking more frightened, and Ornessa looking more like you've caught her doing something she shouldn't, as she's clearly ordered or told Glimmer to fire this beam in the ship.
Crit on one of them.
Okay.
And 11 on the other.
Sure. I'll say the left one is the one you crit on.
Yeah.
That would be probably the first in the...
Yeah.
It's 14d6.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
55 points of radiant damage to the left one.
Almost enough to kill it from 0. And the other one?
Wait, it's dead. Oh, it had
It had some damage from Glimmer and Ornessa on that one.
29 points on the other one.
29 points on the other one.
Those are some good rolls, roll 20. Thank you.
Yeah. The other one is not bloodied, but you've hit it quite hard. Is it glowing now too?
Yep.
Cool.
And I'm going to...
Oh, I guess Igmaro wouldn't have had disadvantage on that one hit, but you know, same thing.
Can I use meta magic, like to bonus action a spell?
That'd be quicken spell, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you could do like twinning and quickening in the same turn.
I believe so, because it's a different spell that you're affecting.
Yeah.
It just does, it has to be a cantrip though.
Yeah, Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
The bases are 14s and a 15, so...
Very much. Roll that damage.
And I've been forgetting to add 2 to all of these damages. So, 18, 19, 24 is the base.
Yep.
Because of the staff. So 24, 34, 36 points of force damage.
It is still up with a cool 2 health here. It's taken 65 damage.
Nice.
Wow. Is that your turn? I think that's all your movement.
Yeah.
Okay. There are no hulking shadows to go. It is now then Ornessa's turn. She'll kind of like fly up, kind of like looking at it almost curiously, kind of like leaning back will go in for the claw. Almost like a cat. Kind of like the leaning back as she strikes.
Nice.
This thing has 13 AC. So with a natural 8, she will hit it. And I think minimum damage she can still kill. Yeah. So she kind of like is swiping at and then you watch as the claws kind of like scrape through, and the whole thing's kind of into nothing.
Well, at least there's minimal cleanup. Besides,
some of the cushions are like smoldering a little bit. At this moment, I switch over to the ambient again. Mm-hmm. There is a boom, 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 as Igmarel kind of appears behind you, kind of like, "Are you all right?"
I'll cure wounds myself.
Yep.
For the cool. Oh no, never mind. I'm good. Yeah, and I'll cure wounds her at 4th level. So that's 1, 2, 4d8 plus the spell attack bonus or modifier. It says be modifier.
What is this for?
Cure wounds.
Cure wounds
spellcasting
is
modifier
plus charisma.
Okay, cool. So 4d8 plus 6.
Okay.
9, 19, 25 points healing to her.
Okay. She is not perfect, but she's looking quite a bit better.
Yeah, we'll do one more.
Okay.
19.
19. Well, that definitely does it for her. As you are healing her there, you get to reset her HP to 0, or her damage taken. She will kind of make her way up to Area 3, where...
I'll scoot on up as well.
Where the girls are stamping out the fires, or like the kind of smoldering...
Can I prestidigitation them?
Yes, kind of cleaning them up.
Yeah. Well, that was eventful.
Glimmer's sort of like almost bashful, like, I'm sorry, I did not mean to...
You did what you had to do.
Oh, yes.
We'll fix it.
Oh, thank you. As Ornessa sort of, wow, that was really pretty. I wish I could do stuff like that.
That would be helpful.
She sort of like sends a glance over to Igmarel and just kind of like points at her horn and then kind of over at Glimmer's horn and says like gives a look like, see? As Igmarel looks like she's ready to like throttle Ornessa.
I love their little back and forth.
As this is happening, eventually, after like a few minutes, I'm just going to clean up.
Yeah.
Miria will come down and confirm that the ship has ascended to a height well above the smog and is now kind of within the cloud layer a little bit. We should be arriving at the city tomorrow now.
That's all right.
Yes, and I don't believe there are any other ancient battlefields along the way.
Are there? I'll like look at Igmarel.
Igmarel's sort of like looking at you like with just like regret in her eyes. Goes, no, I'm afraid not.
You look like you had the time of your life.
I did.
I'm glad
Truly.
we could help you experience that joy. Everyone else is okay?
Ornessa sort of, yeah, I'm good. I'm probably gonna go take a nap, but...
Ornessa?
Yeah.
Did you get hit at all?
No.
Okay.
It's just, it's not really my scene.
Fair.
She kind of like goes and we'll take a bunk somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Actually no, if she has a dedicated room, it would be with Glimmer, because Miria and Igmarel share a space.
Mm-hmm.
Glimmer sort of...
What was 5?
5 is... I'm not sure what I've marked it as. I believe it's like a storeroom or a...
war room.
A war room, yes.
So it's like a hangout room.
Sure, if you want to use it for that. There's probably a big table in there, several maps.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
free to be repurposed as you see fit.
6 is Igmaril and Glimmer. 7 is Miria and Ornessa.
Oh, yes. That also makes sense. Igmaril would be with anyone who's not.
Ornessa.
They got, it's their fiend dynamic of hating each other. But as they kind of depart, you are free to spend the rest of the day learning Infernal.
Yeah, I'll do another day's worth of Infernal.
Yes. You receive no updates from Kersen Rend.
Mm-hmm.
And the day goes by largely uneventfully. You were able to convert any further coffee luck shenanigans you would like to do.
How many hours?
You have this is your last 24-hour stretch.
Oh, okay. So another amount of spells.
Yes. As you are doing that...
I want to hang out with Glimmer.
Sure, yeah. She can join you in the lounge.
Yeah. Are there, like, cushions and stuff here?
Yes. There's a whole, kind of couch set up.
Can I just, spend some time... I guess I'll take an hour off of...
Of the learning?
Not of the learning, but of, it within a short rest. I'll take one less hour to, just cast mending.
On all the stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Just to fix everything up.
Yeah.
So I'll just go... Boop. Your first few days haven't quite been what you were expecting, I presume.
No, not at all. I was expecting more... I'm not sure what I was expecting. You are quite different than I anticipated.
And what were you anticipating?
You, if you pardon my saying, are much more casual than what I might picture from a goddess who contacts me, or who I'm able to make contact with.
That's fair. That's a fair assumption.
Not that I doubt your power. It's just different is all.
That's fair.
I do hope I can be useful to you in something that isn't fighting like this.
Well, I was going to say that was pretty useful, but I'm sure... Tell me, what are your skills and talents?
Well, for so long I've been all about presenting myself in ways that are appealing or making good impressions, and...
Well, you do that naturally. What else?
Well, the truth is I've spent so long of my life not really knowing anything else besides these contests and pageants and fey gatherings. So beyond the festivities I've participated in, it's been very difficult to pinpoint a time in my life with something else. Those memories are hazy now, and I fear many of them are gone forever. Is there something you'd like me to be good at? I can learn.
You should be good at whatever you would like to be. This is your time of freedom. On this ship, you have the freedom to come and go as you please. Discover yourself, your interests and hobbies. You're welcome to move about the ship freely. Explore any books. We don't have much in the way of entertainment on board yet. Unfortunately, our interior designer was left in the south. So it might be a while until we get that up and running.
Yes, I see. And, well, whatever... From what I understand, this divinity that you are pursuing, I hope to be a part of it. As I've said,
You are more than welcome. Did you want to try and find your husband?
Yes, of course. If I have any opportunity, any lead towards that, I would love to.
Where were you from again? When you lived with him?
I am from the Fairwood. I believe Valewater.
Valewater. Can I, pull out a map or try and find out where that is?
Yeah, you go to the war room?
Yeah.
Yes.
Come.
Yes, she'll join you in the...
Veil water?
Yes.
I don't have the maps with me. Like, I don't know where to find them.
No worries. Because upon looking at these maps, these are maps from the Silk Fleet, which goes no farther east than the Spine, and no further west than the Fairwood.
Oh, it's just like the edge of the Fairwood.
Yeah, anything like Usai is a city right on the sort of eastern edge of the Fairwood.
Yeah.
So that is on their maps. But they don't ever go above because then they sort of risk the wrath of the Imperium. They are a military force. It's hard for them. So what maps you do have of the Imperium are only of the major cities. Pinbury, Sunshadow, Paurelis.
Yeah, okay.
Notably absent are some of the cities from the main campaign. There is no Silspree. Lemray and Ildaril are on there on some of them, but they're kind of like penned in kind of thing.
Yeah.
If not more recent, then definitely smaller additions.
Yeah.
So there's no sign of Veilwater on there.
Okay. Whereabouts is it? Kind of like... I'll like drag my finger up and down the coast.
She will kind of point on the map to Paurelis.
Yeah?
And then kind of drags her finger east a little bit. Roughly directly east of it, just on the coast. There was a port there, I believe. But beyond that, the memories are hazy. I wouldn't send you there though. The Fae there, the elves, they would. You do have. She kind of like points. Is there Fae blood in you?
Yes, my mother.
Oh, then you should be fine then.
Oh, wonderful.
It's just Miria might be difficult to sneak in. They are very strict on only allowing those with elvish blood to live there or to travel there. There are very few exceptions. Of course, myself being Fae, I don't think Igmarel or Ornessa would be turned away for any special reason, but their fiendish nature will be difficult wherever they go. But I thank you for even considering looking into this.
Oh, my dear, once we are all squared away on some things, that'll be our first assignment.
Yes. If I may ask, what business do you have in Wellington?
It's the nearest city. Maybe visit some temples of Lyra if we can.
Yes.
Otherwise, we'll have some fun.
Yes, it's marked here as a castle on my map. She kind of like points. There's like a little castle there. I assume there's people there, though. I've never been to a castle that's marked on the map and deserted.
I have no idea. No idea what to expect, but I feel it's gonna be a good time.
As you say,
Just a bad gut feeling.
Yeah. As you are having this conversation, you're in those last few hours before you're supposed to arrive there. As the day goes on, it's roughly, I believe we started the 4-day count like mid-morning, afternoon, because you had your midday carousing last time.
Woo!
As roughly noon, 1 o'clock rolls around, the rain is less like harsh sheets and more like a dull mist. Miria says, we should be almost there. I believe I can see it on the horizon if you'd like to join us on the...
Of course. I'll go and I'll grab Ornessa and Igmarel.
Yes.
And head up.
Ornessa and Igmarel are kind of flanking the ballista here. Glimmer sort of peering over the side.
Kind of stand in the middle.
Yeah. What's your passive perception?
10?
10.
11?
Ooh.
10.
Then right now, unless you're making an intent to look for it, which you can roll for.
Like the city?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Guidance.
Absolutely.
A 5, 6, 6.
6. Yeah, it is just the rain, the mist, it's very hard to see through. You are reminded for a moment of your time in Barovia.
Ooh.
That kind of fog that always set in around you.
Interesting.
Though now you've got a very different crew that you're traveling with. One familiar face from them, but the rest are...
I'll bring my my little familiar out for
little
this.
imp. Yeah.
Yeah, he can hang out.
Kind of coils, kind of like looking out.
Mm-hmm.
As you're here,
Mm-hmm.
there is a sort of hiccup from Ornessa. Kind of like clutches at her throat or kind of collar for a second, kind of like jumps a little bit, and then looks back at you in fear.
You okay?
As you say this, there is this like stretching feeling on your cheeks. And it's almost like leathery sound. Like a as the ship begins to drop very quickly.
Back it up, Miria, back it up!
The whole, like, the front of it starts to drop. You've entered into, it feels like you've passed like a barrier.
Mm-hmm.
Where first Ornessa notices, then you, then
Yeah.
perhaps the rune ring has passed through. The ship is, like, descending very quickly. Miria sort of, we're in an anti-magic field.
Back it up, back it up.
I don't think the controls. She begins to, like, trying to tinker with the apparatus that she has. So much of it is magical. The sails on the wings of this ship are kind of like going slack a little bit. They are there to catch wind as you would, but without much in the way of like moving them, there's only so much you can do as it plummets.
Can I... none of this really gonna help. Okay.
Yeah, as you are there, Igmaril is going to kind of turn.
Can you like fly in the front and push the ship backwards?
As you're saying that, Igmaril is launching herself at you in an attempt to grab you so that you don't fall with the rest of the ship. Ornessa can kind of fly up a little bit. Her wings still work, because that's like a biological part of her.
Yeah.
Your wings definitely wouldn't. Northward glimmers, which she summons onto herself. As the ship is accelerating downwards, Igmaril sort of collides with you, kind of like trying to lift you up a little bit. As the ship, there is a massive like bursting sound as water cascades up on the left and right.
Oh, we fell in the water.
As you appear to be, like it's a very rough kind of landing, kind of shakes a little bit. Definitely has done some damage to your ship just from the sound it makes. The sails and like are all kind of torn up now, like all the lower level.
Yeah.
As you can just hear the rushing sound of water coming from the lower decks.
Can I run down?
Yes, Igmaril was sort of like setting you down. The fall from how you dropped, it didn't seem like you were falling like terminal velocity. So there was some sort of safeguard here on this ship that protected you.
Yeah.
As you're running down, you run down the steps into the second deck and then down to the lowest one. As you get down, areas 12 and 13 are filling with water.
From like the doors kind of crashing in?
Yeah.
Can I... Oh, I can't. Does the... Ornessa, are you there?
There is nothing.
Nothing? Cool. I'll yell up the stairs. Everybody get down here! We gotta close the doors!
Your team assembles, none looking more concerned than Miria. Sort of, I don't know what's happening. Excuse me.
Yeah, I'll like duck out of the way for her. I'll duck to the corner here.
She doesn't make her way into areas 12 or 13. She is going to instead try and patch up the double doors there into each room.
Oh, like reinforce them type thing?
Yes, because they're starting to leak into this lower hull here.
Yeah.
She sort of, these ships, usually they're made to be watertight, but a luxury vessel like this, they loading bays lower down, make it easier.
That's fine, do your thing.
I didn't realize. She is going to do her best to kind of like stem the flow a little bit.
Yeah.
But the water is very much rushing in. She sort of, the good news is, we've run aground.
In water.
Yes, but we're not sinking. So the water shouldn't go above this deck. Can someone, she like points down area 11, make sure there's no belongings there that we're not taking with us. If we can at least move those up.
Yeah. Everybody, let's go. And I'll begin hauling up stuff into the next deck.
Yes. As you're doing that, she's fighting to keep like the tide blocked. As this is happening, she will kind of like look to you. Under normal circumstances, I'd be terrified for the state of our rune ring. She kind of like looks, and right where the 10 is on the map, you have this ring of runes that keeps the ship afloat. Not only have they like dulled in their glow, each individual rock has fallen off.
Ooh.
So they're all separate now. Sort of. I don't even know how we'd get this thing flying again.
Well, that's fun.
As this is happening, there are footsteps along the top deck of your ship.
I'll walk up.
Yeah. Chaos down below. Igmoral is moving into area 3, like loading all the stuff up.
Yeah.
3 and 5 will be your storerooms for the moment.
Yeah. I'll walk up.
Up to the top?
No, to Ornessa.
Yes.
First?
Yeah.
Can you get into the ethereal right now?
Yes. Nope.
Follow me. No?
Nope.
Can't change?
I tried.
Change? Form?
Change form? She kind of like squints and like leans forward. Nope.
Cool. Maybe stay here.
Okay.
And I'll head to the top deck.
Yeah. You head up to the top deck. There are 2 figures standing here. They are wearing what looks to be like chain shirts, little like the half plate vibe. Both of them have swords and shields. One of them has a helmet kind of under his arm. They've lowered what looks to be like from the shoreline here. It's kind of like there's some trees and some grass, and they've lowered like a very makeshift bridge, like wood planks over it. They kind of just like standing there, kind of lax. Hello there.
Hello.
Your ship was trespassing above our kingdom.
We were coming in for a visit and did not know there was stuff was gonna happen.
A visit. It wasn't a welcome one if you came here with this.
Oh, apologies. We didn't mean any harm.
As you are here without permission from our king or queen, we are to lead you to our castle, wherein you will answer for your presence here. Until that time, you are not obligated to take your leave, or you are not obligated to answer any questions that we have for you, but you will submit yourself to the authority of the crown when such time is appropriate.
May I ask that one of my crewmates stays on the ship to ensure that it doesn't sink?
Sort of like share a look. You may leave one of yours here. Know that there are many dangers in the woods around this place.
May I leave 2 here then?
How many are you?
5?
You may leave 2 of your companions here.
Does my familiar?
Your familiar. Yeah, he probably would be. Actually, no, he'd probably be here. He just can't go to his demiplane. Yeah. See, he's stuck here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're 5. If 3 of us could accompany you and leave 2 here to protect the ship. Or if anyone could help get it out of the water, maybe that might be nice.
That will depend on the mercy of our king.
Of course.
One of them kind of like...
How many are there?
Just 2 guards here.
Okay.
If you'll join us. Sort of start walking back. You can see 2 horses have been kind of set up there. Ornessa kind of like is at the bottom of the stairs, kind of like looking up. Brae!
Yeah.
I can't. With you, I can't. She got like tapping her forehead.
Yeah, I realized that.
What's happening?
What I know, like, anti-magic fields. There's some sort of anti-magic field here. Excuse me. I'll, like, signal the guards who are trying to make me follow them.
Yeah.
Just me?
There are 5 of you, and you said you'd leave 2 behind.
Yeah.
The others.
Okay. I'll go down. And I'll tag Glimmer.
Yep.
And, I was counting this guy. Because 1, 2, it's my buddy.
The knights don't really respond because it's kind of like giving you a look. Whoever you're bringing with you, bring them.
Cool. Glimmer.
It's you and Glimmer?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So you're leaving the other 3.
Yeah. We're just gonna have a bonding experience. And I'll say to Ornessa and Igmaril.
Yeah.
Igmaril, you're in charge of defense.
She nods.
And Ornessa and Miria keep the ship afloat.
Ornessa, there's a very faint twitch, and she thinks about work and not getting to go to the castle.
Ornessa.
Yeah?
Our charm things kind of work the same, right?
I think so, yeah.
Can you try and charm Miria, please?
She kind of like turns and like immediately just kind of like leans right into Miria, batting her eyes as Miria kind of like leans back up into the wall. And then after a moment, Ornessa's kind of like dreamy smile immediately just cuts off. She's like, nope, doesn't work.
Cool. Good to know. And I'll head out.
Sure. As you and Glimmer make your way across the little wooden planks, there are 2 other guards waiting here, so 4 total. The 2 knights and then 2 kind of lesser guards, who are all kind of like eyeing you curiously.
I'll like have my like head held very high.
Yes. Glimmer sort of like coming up behind you just whispers, Brae, there are some lines on your face.
Lines?
Yes, she sort of like draws like 2 like under her eyes.
Oh, like bags?
Curves down. Harsher than that. Like scars almost.
Oh. Interesting.
I'm not sure what that's all about.
Couldn't tell you.
In any case, and she kind of like hurries on.
Do you have any makeup?
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
May I?
Yes, sure.
And I'll powder it up.
Powdering up as you're going.
Yeah.
It's, in the rain it might be a little difficult. But it's more misty now, kind of light.
Yeah, I'll just pop my hood up.
Yes. As you cross, there's like a tree line here by the river. You cross over into these like massive farm fields. And emerging from the mist, a sort of mountainous castle, rising to a point with kind of like a set of circular walls around it. Very much built on a hill here.
Nice.
At its base, you can see a lake kind of formed that must feed into the same river that you're on. This, to the best of your knowledge, is Wellington. I rolled a history check for Ornessa, because your mother has been here before.
Yeah.
Or has passed through. Ornessa rolled a 4, which is pretty consistent with how her reaction to this place has been. But as they begin to walk you down the field here, I think that's where we'll end the session for tonight.
Bruh. Come on.
Yes.
Fine.
However, when we pick up next time, we get some little anti-magic shenanigans for you. But yes, anyway, I'll leave it there. Good night, listener. Or good afternoon, I don't know.